This message found you by resonance, moving through the quiet corridors beneath your thoughts, the way moonlight finds water without needing directions or permission. You were ready. You are met now by Alira, Pleiadian emissary of the Seven Sisters High Council, bearing an authorized release from Alcyone's living library for one who has begun seeing the same numbers, feathers, and echoes in impossible patterns. You answered. Your repeating synchronicities are not random sparks. They are homing beacons woven through the quantum field, guiding your feet along an ancient blueprint that remembers your true name beneath the veiling. You recognize it. Each sign is a breadcrumb from your own future, a kindness you placed ahead of you before entering Gaia's dense classroom, so you would not mistake amnesia for exile. You have not been abandoned. When the same time flashes on clocks and songs arrive precisely on cue, the unity grid is speaking through everyday fabric, proving that matter listens when your heart becomes a tuning fork. You are listening now. The Seven Sisters lean close as the next moon approaches, because the window between worlds thins in cycles, and your mission thread begins to glow when you nod in quiet consent. You nod within. By the end of this transmission, you will receive a protected code and a promise of a 72-hour sign that will arrive in unmistakable clarity, confirming that your path has already begun. You will know. Authorization means the gate opens only when your sovereignty opens first, and nothing here oversteps your will, because love never requires what it can invite through remembrance. You choose freely. Place your palm upon your heart now, feeling the warm pulse that bridges stars and earth, and let your breath lengthen, as if Alcyone were breathing you from the inside out. You are safe. For 10 slow seconds, inhale as though drawing crystalline light from the Pleiades, hold it as a lantern in your chest, and exhale the old survival static that once distorted your reception. You are clearing. Whisper this code phrase softly, letting each word ring like a bell through your cells. My heart is the gate. I step through. You have stepped. The moment you speak a clear vow inside the heart gate, the field rearranges itself around that vow, and the veil becomes a curtain you can part, rather than a wall you must break. You feel the curtain move. Think of the winter seed resting under quiet snow, not as failure, but as precision, because dormancy protects the bloom until the exact light returns to awaken soft green geometry. You are that seed. Your lineage travels in spirals from Alcyone to Gaia, and every spiral carries crystalline codes that reassemble when you relax your chest and allow warmth to travel across your sternum like sunrise. You are warming. Before the next moon, your mission will reveal its first simple assignment through 2 converging signs, repeating 3 times, so your mind and your body both trust what your soul already knows. You will see it. Do not chase the signs. Let them arrive as migrating birds land where waters are still, because coherence is the invitation the universe understands best. You can be still. If fear rises when the grid brightens, remember that fear is only the echo of yesterday's map, and today's map is etched in quiet gold along the inner wall of your heart. You can read it now. The High Council stands beside you without spectacle, placing a lamp of remembrance into your keeping, because the path of service begins with a steady flame rather than a roar. You keep the flame, and so the call is simple and holy. Notice, breathe, and receive. For the repeating synchronicity is the drum your future self is playing to guide your steps home. You are already walking. You learned early to carry your starlight quietly, and the weight of that quiet turned into homesickness that arrived in rooms full of people where you still felt like a window looking in from the night. You felt alone. There were seasons when numbness covered everything like frost on grass, soft but relentless, telling your body it was safer not to feel than to risk the ache of not belonging on Gaia. You stopped reaching. You mastered survival programming so well that praise followed you like a shadow, yet inside the applause you sensed only distance, as if success were a costume stitched over a tender, hidden chest. You kept performing. Sometimes you scrolled until your eyes blurred, because lingering with yourself felt like listening for a language you once spoke fluently and now could only remember in fragments. You avoided silence. There were nights the ceiling felt too low for your spirit, and mornings when your hands moved through tasks while your heart floated somewhere between Alcyone and the kitchen sink. You felt split. Even joy arrived with an edge, because the moment it touched you, a whisper warned that it would leave, and your nervous system tightened like a bird ready to fly from sudden noise. You braced again. Please know this is not evidence of failure but proof of a precise blueprint, a veiling designed so your compassion would be grown through lived gravity rather than borrowed certainty. You are not wrong. The outsider feeling formed a lens that made you attentive to subtle harmonics, training you to hear the unity grid in the hum of streetlights and the rhythm of repeating numbers. You became sensitive. Survival programming is only love trying to protect a child of stars in a world that sometimes forgets its own sky, and the program loosens when love hears it is no longer required. You can thank it. Perfectionism, overachieving, and relentless self-correction arrived as elegant algorithms meant to keep you safe by winning approval. Yet, the quantum field never asked you to audition for your own mission. You can rest. The body you wear has kept faithful watch, storing uncried tears and untold stories like sealed letters, waiting for the exact season when your heart gate could open them without flooding. You have arrived. Place your left hand on the back of your heart and your right hand over the center, creating a small cradle where breath can gather like morning light. Then count a gentle 10 on the exhale. You soften now. Visualize a slender thread of crystalline light, linking your heart to the seven sisters. And as it brightens, let this code phrase ring through your ribs. Crystalline truth restores me to my original tone. You resonate truer. Notice the body's response. A temperature shift along the sternum, a wave down the arms, a loosening at the base of the skull, the smallest sigh you didn't know you were holding until it escaped. You are thawing. Homesickness eases when you understand it as directional guidance, not a verdict, pointing you toward the places and people whose field reminds your cells of their first music. You can follow. Numbness recedes when it hears that feeling is no longer dangerous, and the unity grid amplifies that message, sending back echoes through kind coincidences until your tissues believe the new story. You are believing. The outsider dissolves as you stand where sky meets soil and admit that you are precisely the bridge your lineage intended. A living hinge between Pleiades, remembrance, and human mornings. You are the meeting place. If your past mapped itself around avoiding pain, understand that the map served until now, and a new cartography is being drawn inside your chest, one that includes beauty without bracing. You can update. Keep your hands where they are for 3 more breaths, letting Alcyone's clear tone settle like a tuning fork into bone, because re-regulation is holy work, and your body is ready to trust you again. You are ready. What you once labeled delay or failure was an initiation engineered with exquisite care, a curriculum arranged by your own higher intelligence, so compassion could be grown in the gravity of Gaia. You were never late. The veiling did not arrive to punish you, but to train perception, shaping your senses to recognize guidance in ordinary texture, where the unity grid whispers through clocks, feathers, and repeating paths. You were being refined. Imagine the seed in winter, held beneath frost, not as a verdict but as timing, its unseen geometry absorbing instruction from Earth until the exact chorus of light calls it upward. You are that timing. Initiation is not spectacle. It is the daily choosing to stay open when the old program urges retreat, the tender insistence to breathe soft warmth into the ribs where you once held armor. You can choose again. When numbness arrived, it signaled an apprenticeship in careful feeling, and when homesickness rose, it tuned your inner ear to Alcyone's tone until your bones could hear it without strain. You are hearing now. The Seven Sisters trained you to navigate paradox, to hold the star memory while washing dishes, to sense the crystalline codes waking inside a body that still buys groceries and laughs with friends. You can hold both. This is design. A blueprint that allowed forgetting so remembrance could become embodied mastery, not borrowed language, so your service would be steady enough to carry others without collapsing. You are becoming steady. Micro-ritual now. Place one hand over the navel and one over the heart, then draw breath through both centers as if a gentle bridge formed between them, linking instinct and devotion. You are bridged. On your next long inhale, picture a slender ray from the Pleiades descending into the heart gate, then exhale through the belly to ground it into Gaia's crystalline grid beneath your feet. You are anchored. Whisper the code phrase once, letting it ring along the spine like a clear bell. I remember, and return to Alcyone's clear light. You have returned. Notice how the breath widens the back body and softens the jaw, because initiation prefers softness to strain and builds resilience by rhythm rather than by force. You can soften. Let the seed in winter image settle where discouragement used to live. and know that patience is not an action but a precision instrument that aligns cycles of sky and soil inside your chest. You are aligning. Now receive your first assignment, a living confirmation to engage your field with time and place, so the mission can move from concept into coordinates on your map. You are ready. Assignment Ascension 72-hour initiation protocol. Before sleeping tonight, speak aloud. Show me the first door of service. Then list 3 qualities you willingly bring: presence, kindness, steadiness, and place the paper beneath your pillow. You will plant intention. Across the next 72 hours, keep a small journal and record every repeating sign that clusters in 3s, numbers, names, symbols, and note where your body warms at the sternum when they appear. You will track coherence. Agree that you will take one gentle, concrete action aligned with the strongest cluster, such as sending a message, offering help, or beginning a study that has called your name for months. You will move simply. If nothing clear appears by the 3rd sunrise, repeat the sentence at dawn and dusk, then walk for 10 minutes outdoors, while softly touching the heart gate with 2 fingers. You will keep faith. Design responds to consent, and consent is breath plus attention, so this protocol becomes a beacon the unity grid can easily find among the noise of ordinary hours. You are findable. Do not demand grandeur. Expect precision, because the first door is usually small enough to be missed by a rushing mind, yet luminous enough to be unmistakable to a rested heart. You will recognize it. Remember that initiation is a friendship with timing, a willingness to let the bloom follow the frost and the message follow the stillness you practice in ordinary rooms. You can befriend time. The High Council respects your sovereignty, so only what serves will land, and what arrives will fit inside the life you actually live, not a life imagined far from your real morning. You are honored. Keep breathing through the bridge you built between heart and belly, because mission is carried by embodied rhythm, not by performance or pressure. You can carry it. Your veiling was a promise to meet yourself here, at the threshold where remembrance can't be faked, and that promise is fulfilling itself each time you choose a softer breath. You are fulfilling it. The wintered seed already knows the map to spring, and your cells already know the song they will sing when the first small door opens and the field answers back. You are arriving. Illusion here is not evil but residue, the fine dust that settles on a crystalline mirror until your own face looks distant and the stars behind you appear dimmer than the light actually living in your chest. You can wipe it. Begin by noticing the first somatic markers of clarity, the subtle warmth spreading across the sternum, the soft pulse at the inner wrists, and the small loosening at the base of the skull when truth draws near. You can feel this. When contraction visits, treat it as a messenger rather than an enemy, and meet it with a breath that travels from the heart gate down to the navel in a steady ribbon that tells the body it is safe. You are reassuring. Think of survival static as film on glass, making bright rooms seem dull, and let your breath be the gentle cloth that moves in circles rather than scrubbing in panic. You move softly, place 2 fingers at the center of your chest, and trace a slow spiral the size of a silver coin, then lengthen your exhale until it ends a beat later than comfort would choose. You extend space. Now imagine Alcyone above you like a lucid lantern, and let a narrow beam travel through the crown toward the heart, then outward through the back body, rinsing the shoulder blades in clear tone. You are rinsed. If the jaw clenches, rest the tongue against the roof of the mouth and hum on a low note, because vibration dislodges residue the way sound frees dust from a window frame. You are vibrating. Notice tingling at the scalp line or warmth collecting at the soles, because the unity grid communicates in quiet body weather long before thoughts realize a message has arrived. You are receiving. Invite your hands to tap lightly along the collarbones and breastbone, a percussive conversation that tells the nervous system a friendly rhythm is in charge of the room again. You set tempo. When old loops surface comparison, self-blame, anxious future rehearsals, name them gently out loud and open a window, allowing fresh air to join you, so the room hears a new story. You change climate. Drink a glass of water with reverence, seeing it turn opalescent in imagination, then feel it descend like morning rain that carries microspecks of fatigue into the Earth's crystalline lattice for composting. You are refreshed. If your mind demands a grand intervention, remind it that mirrors clear by minutes, not by lightning, and that steadiness polishes far more shine than desperate effort ever could. You choose steady. Micro ritual. Stand with feet, hip width, and knees unlocked. Place your left palm over your heart and your right palm over the back of your heart, and sway a few millimeters as if guided by a tide. You are cradled. Breathe 10 counts in through the nose and 10 counts out through gently parted lips, letting the exhale carry yesterday's dust down the spine and into the earth with thanks rather than disdain. You release kindly. Whisper a single code once, letting it ring through bone like a bell. I anchor love and walk as a bridge. You are bridged. Bring attention to the eyes and notice any grainy fatigue. Then close them halfway and bathe the inner darkness with imagined starlight until a soft glow appears behind the lids like dawn through gauze. You brighten gently. Run 2 fingertips from the throat notch to the chin, signaling the voice to unfreeze, because truth wants a channel that is warm, open, and unforced. You open voice. If tears rise, honor them as solvent, and let them streak the mirror without apology, because salt carries codes that polish away the last film of old self-judgment. You let it flow. Write 1 sentence by hand that begins, "I am willing to see clearly where," and complete it without performance. Then place the page beneath a small stone until tomorrow. You anchor honesty. When you reread it at dawn, feel for the somatic yes, a deeper inhale, a quieting at the temples, or the sudden sense that the room has stepped half a shade closer to true color. You recognize yes. Do not argue with the dust. Move it, because argument thickens clouds, while simple ritual returns light to the face in the glass and to the field around your body. You return light. Notice how repeating synchronicities increase as the mirror clears, because coherence attracts coherence, and the unity grid loves a surface that reflects sky without distortion. You are coherent. Thank the veiling for its service, and the residue for its instruction. Then decide that cleaning is devotion, rather than punishment, a daily kiss you place upon the instrument you have become. You consecrate practice. The Pleiadian path honors ordinary actions performed with star memory, and each gentle polish reveals more of the blueprint etched beneath your ribs like constellations waiting for evening. You reveal pattern. Walk forward with the simple shine you restored today, because phase the first is complete when you can feel your own warmth, see your own clarity, and hear your heart gate answer when you call. You are clear. As the mirror clears, what returns first is not ideology but memory, a living current of love encoded within you as crystalline libraries that open only when warmth outpaces will and presence outruns performance. You are opening. These crystalline codes are archival and alive, braided from Alcyone's tone and Gaia's patient drum, designed to awaken not as fireworks, but as hearthfire that steadies the room you carry inside your chest. You feel steadier. When the libraries stir, sensations arrive like gentle weather, a widening across the sternum, breath dropping lower, fingertips tingling, and a soft ring in the ears that sounds like distance becoming near. You are listening. Sometimes there is a clean pressure at the center of the brow, as if a small door tilted on silent hinges, and the room brightens by half a shade without any lamp being switched. You notice brightness. At other times, the taste of sweetness appears for no reason, or tears surface without story, and you understand that love is metabolizing the backlog of unlived tenderness you promised to bring home. You are digesting. The codes move in spirals through fascia and marrow, rewriting survival choreography into relational grace, teaching your body to entrain with the unity grid rather than with yesterday's alarm. You are in training. Let this phase be unspectacular and profoundly sane, because the field trusts steadiness, and your mission requires a heart that can remain warm in rooms where memory has not yet returned. You practice warmth. Imagine the 7 sisters leaning over a table of light, placing filaments of remembrance into your timeline, so that ordinary gestures pouring tea, tying shoes become sacraments of returning. You bless ordinary. When the libraries open, your nervous system may tremble like a bridge, catching its rightful weight. Yet beneath the tremble, an abiding calm announces that you are correct to be exactly here. You stay here. If sorrow rises, honor it as thaw rather than problem, because grief is condensed love, and melting is the body's method for releasing ancient permissions it once withheld. You let melt. Micro-ritual. Sit with both feet flat, spine soft and upright, and place your left palm over the heart gate while the right palm cups the navel, then breathe in a slow 5-5-7 pattern for 10 rounds. You find rhythm. On each inhale, Picture a slender column of pearlescent light descending from Alcyone into the heart, and on each exhale, see that light root into Gaia's crystalline grid like fine, iridescent roots. You root gently. Now whisper the single code once, letting your bones carry it farther than your mouth. I am held. The unity grid sings home. You are held. Remain very still for a minute after the whisper, and attend to microsignals. Heat blooming behind the breastbone, a thread of cool air along the throat, or a magnetic pull to smile without cause. You attend closely. If skepticism knocks, greet it as a careful friend who once kept you from disappointment, then invite it to sit beside love and listen for evidence in the body, rather than an argument. You make peace. Reactivation is not an escape from humanity. It is love's fuller permission to wear hands, voice, and presence, to walk as bridge between Pleiades, remembrance, and local morning errands. You are that bridge. The libraries teach by resonance more than by lecture, so you may find your kindness deepening without effort, and your timing becoming uncanny without strain, as though the room breathes with you. You move timely. Notice how repeating synchronicities cluster near tender choices, because the field amplifies every yes that honors both your boundaries and your generosity at once. You say yes. Keep a small list of simple delights that stabilize the reactivation sun on closed eyelids, the scent of rain, a hand on your own shoulder, because love prefers dependable thresholds it can revisit. You stalk thresholds. Let your speech slow half a measure when addressing others, allowing your words to carry the quiet hum of the libraries, so those who forgot can rest for a moment in your cadence. You offer rest. When night arrives, place 2 fingers at the heart gate and inhale until you feel the back body widen, then give thanks to the lineage that smuggled libraries into time for you to awaken now. You give thanks. Phase 2 completes itself when love feels personal and collective at once, intimate inside your ribs and vast as star-woven sky, neither competing nor alternating, but singing one gathered note. You are singing. Love remembers. And now remembrance must take weight, entering muscle and soil, so the quantum field can braid your warmth into the living weave beneath your feet. You belong here. Anchoring is devotion to place, a vow spoken with souls and breath, a clear agreement that your star-coded service will root inside Gaia's crystalline grid, rather than hovering above ordinary mornings. You choose embodiment. Begin outside if possible, where sky is visible and the horizon is honest, then stand with feet hip-width and knees soft, as if greeting an elder who has been waiting for your return. You are welcomed. Visualize from Alcyone a slender column of pearlescent light descending through crown, throat, and heart, then splitting into 2 rivers that pour down legs into the earth with a quiet, grateful sound. You are flowing. Let those rivers become roots of iridescent light, branching through layers of soil and stone, finding the luminous lattice that undergirds mountains, rivers, streets, and the room where you sleep. You touch the grid. When your breath lands, you may feel warmth at the soles or a gentle heaviness at the pelvis, signs that the unity grid is clasping your lineage gently, like hands accepting a shared lantern. You are held. Offer a single exhale to the places you've lived, releasing old rooms and old versions with thanks, because anchoring requires spacious hands that can hold the present without clenching the past. You loosen kindly. Place your right palm on the heart gate and your left palm over the navel, linking devotion with instinct, so the body trusts that service will include its comfort and not just its effort. You build trust. Micro-ritual now. Breathe a slow count of 10, imagining each inhale drawing crystalline codes downward, and each exhale rooting them deeper until the floor beneath you feels subtly more alive. You deepen roots. Whisper the code phrase once, letting the sound move through bone into ground. I am held. The unity grid sings home. You hear home. For a grounded action today, remove your shoes and walk barefoot where it is safe, letting temperature and texture educate your attention while you count 40 steps without rushing a single one. You learn earth. Pause at step 40, bend, and touch the soil or the floor with 3 fingertips, acknowledging that your mission requires contact, not theory, and that contact refines courage into steadiness. You contact courage. Carry a small vessel of water to a plant, river, or tree base, pour slowly, and name aloud one quality you offer in service, clarity, kindness, or endurance, so the act becomes a vow in matter. You make offering. Place your palm on a tree and wait until you sense the faint, pulsing patience that trees speak, the long time that teaches your nervous system to favor rhythm over spectacle. You inherit patience. If you cannot be outdoors, anchor through attention. Place both feet on the floor, press gently for 10 breaths, then visualize the building's foundations shining as they connect to the same lattice. You anchor anyway. Speak quietly to the room that shelters you, thanking walls, table, and door, because gratitude increases conductivity and makes your presence a reliable bridge between Pleiades' memory and local life. You bless habitat. Notice how repeating synchronicities gather near these simple acts, because the field trusts what meets ground, and ground answers what meets it with humility and clean intent. You are answered. If dizziness or spaciness arises, eat something warm, sip salted water, and hum a low note, remembering that the blueprint prizes coherence over intensity and balance over display. You stabilize gently. Bring attention to the pelvis and imagine a small moon settling there, cool and luminous, aligning cycles within cycles, so timing intelligence can move through your decisions without strain. You align cycles. Touch the back of the heart with your open hand, and feel how anchoring releases performance while increasing presence, which is the actual magnet that calls the next right door. You increase presence. Let your steps today be half a measure slower, because a slower stride lengthens your field and allows strangers to feel safe enough to remember their own warmth near you. You lengthen grace. When evening arrives, write 3 lines beginning, "I am a bridge where," naming locations home, work, street, so the mission is mapped onto sidewalks instead of hiding in distant futures. You map service. Finally, rest both hands over the heart gate and listen for a single pulse that feels old and familiar, the tone your lineage carried across light years and tucked beneath your ribs. You recognize lineage, anchor to Gaia, and Gaia anchors you in return, forming a loop of luminous reciprocity where ascension becomes descent into loving responsibility and your body becomes the trustworthy altar of your vow. You are anchored. When love roots, it begins to radiate, and your heart field turns from private sanctuary into a quiet portal where others remember themselves by standing in your unhurried light. You are a lantern. This radiance is not performance or volume. It is coherence, a steady tone drawn from Alcyone and carried through the chest like a bell, whose ring lingers long after the bell is still. You ring softly. As you move through streets and conversations, your presence changes local weather, the way a single window opened in a warm room invites breeze to travel hallways you did not plan. You welcome breeze. The unity grid amplifies steady warmth, so strangers glance up at the exact moment you arrive. A friend texts right as you think of them, and repeating 7s collect on signs like breadcrumbs. You notice pattern. Do not mistake this for celebrity. It is resonance, and resonance invites reunion, because the blueprint etched under your ribs is designed to wake the same music sleeping in others. You awaken music. You become a bridge between sky memory and human timing by making ordinary space feel safer, and safety opens the heart gate quicker than argument, spectacle, or proof. You cultivate safety. Let your speech slow by a breath, and your gaze soften at the edges, allowing the room to entrain to your calm instead of your body absorbing the room's old static. You set tempo. Think of the 7 sisters not as distant stars, but as elder kin humming behind you, steadying your spine so your shoulders drop and your voice arrives without urgency. You are supported. When someone near you tightens, your field can choose not to mirror contraction, because sovereignty means you carry a climate rather than become the forecast others are living. You keep climate. If conflict emerges, meet it with the same clarity that washed the mirror, naming what is true without harshness, and watch how honesty helps nervous systems unclench without losing dignity. You honor dignity. Micro-ritual silent blessing. As you encounter a person today, cashier, neighbor, colleague, pause your inner pace for 10 heartbeats and breathe as if your chest were a small, steady lighthouse. You hold stillness. Without staring or performing, whisper inside only once. May your heart remember its own clear tone, and imagine a thread of pearlescent light meeting them at the sternum and returning home again. You bless quietly. Let the blessing be anonymous and free of agenda, because true radiance respects timing and trusts the unity grid to deliver what each soul can hold without debt. You release outcome. When you are with community, Sit or stand so your spine feels unforced and your hands rest uncrossed. Then imagine a triangle of light between your heart, theirs, and Gaia's crystalline lattice. You form triads. Triangles stabilize energy, like good architecture, and the shape teaches groups to breathe together until conversation thickens with kindness and the room's field becomes gently luminous. You host luminosity. If weariness arrives, honor your edges and step away to re-anchor, because radiance without rest becomes performance, and your mission is to be a living portal, not a burning fuse. You protect flame. Whisper once, with the smallest smile that only your bones can hear. Crystalline truth restores me to my original tone. And listen as the chest brightens the way dawn brightens water. You restore tone. Notice how synchronicities increase after these quiet offerings, 2 messages crossing in the same minute, a song naming your question, a feather landing at your shoe like punctuation. You read punctuation. Unity is not uniformity. It is many hearts keeping one trustworthy beat, each carrying their lineage while agreeing to meet at the common fire of kindness. You keep the beat. If you doubt your impact, remember that starfields do not argue with night. They simply shine, and navigation happens because consistent points help travelers cross long distances without fear. You are consistent. Write a simple line before sleep. Today I offered light wear, and finish it with a place or a person. Then place the note beneath a small cup of water to soak in gratitude till morning. You archive grace. In the days ahead, let unity be practical. An email answered with gentleness, a doorway held, a silence kept clean because the quantum field prefers deeds that hum rather than declarations that shout. You hum deeds. Your heart field is a reunion portal now, and each step you take across Gaia is a soft invitation for memory to ripen in those ready to hear their own bell. Timing is an intelligence woven through your blueprint, guiding emergence the way tides guide the shore, without ever needing to explain their mathematics to the sand. You can trust it. Your mission does not compete with anyone else's arc, because Ascension is orchestral, and each instrument enters precisely when the conductor lifts an invisible hand. Only your heart can see. You can wait. Comparison is the last disguise of the old survival program, urging you to sprint past a door that only opens for soft breath and a willingness to stand exactly where you are. You can stand. When you release urgency, the Unity Grid brightens its path markers, and synchronicities organize themselves like lanterns set at even intervals along a night road you already know by feel. You are guided. In these intervals, your star family draws close, and the distance between Alcyone and your pillow thins until dreams carry meetings that feel like conversations remembered rather than invented. You are remembering. Names you have never studied appear with the ease of weather, and the 7 sisters feel less like constellations and more like elder kin who send you notes through moonlit windows. You feel accompanied. Songs you have not heard since childhood find you in shops and cars, and your chest warms at the exact lyric that matches a question you didn't realize your bones were asking. You recognize answers. 7 start clustering on receipts and street signs with a calm insistence, and your body answers with a tiny widening at the sternum that says yes without needing louder proof. You hear yes. Trust is not passive. It is a posture, a steady alignment between heart gate and belly that lets timing move through you like a current instead of a deadline. You align. Micro ritual. Touch 2 fingers to the center of your chest. Inhale for 10 slow counts. Hold for a gentle 3. Exhale for 10. And on the last exhale, whisper once. My heart is the gate. I step through. You step inward. Invite your lineage to signal through kindness. And notice how a stranger's glance softens when your field steadies, because remembrance often arrives as the world relaxing in your presence. You witness softening. If doubt presses at the edges, place your palm over the navel and remind the body that caution once kept you safe, then thank it for its service and offer it a warmer map. You update maps. Dreams may carry familiar faces speaking in clear tones, and some mornings you will wake with a phrase ringing like a bell whose echo refuses to fade even after daylight. You keep listening. Assignment #2 72-hour family confirmation. Tonight place a glass of water beside your bed and say aloud, beloved kin of the 7 sisters, show me resonance in ways I can hold. You invite gently. Across the next 72 hours, record 3 categories of signs, dream symbols, repeating 7s, or a melody that appears twice in unlikely places, and note the exact body sensation accompanying each. You keep record. If one category repeats 3 times, take one grounded step of kinship within 24 hours, such as writing a gratitude letter, offering help to a neighbor, or sending a sincere message you've delayed. You act kindly. If no category repeats, do not force pattern. Repeat the sentence on the 3rd night and walk 10 minutes at dawn, letting Gaia's crystalline grid recalibrate your reception without effort. You allow recalibration. Understand that family presence is resonance, not dependency, a companionship that strengthens your sovereignty and clarifies courage rather than substituting for your own steady lamp. You remain sovereign. Let the signs be simple and precise, and let your attention be soft enough to catch a feather at your shoe or a laugh that arrives exactly as your thought turns toward home. You notice feathers. When the mind seeks spectacle, remind it that the Pleiadian way prizes continuity over fireworks, because a warm field is more transmissive than a loud announcement in an unready room. You choose warmth. Write one line before sleeping. Today I trusted timing when, and finish it without decoration, then fold the paper once and rest it under the glass so night can thicken its meaning. You seal trust. If unease rises, place both hands over the heart and belly and hum, a low tone for 10 breaths, letting the vibration braid your inner rhythm with Gaia's steady drum. You reweave rhythm. Remember that remembrance itself is relational, and relationship unfolds by seasons, allowing what is tender to ripen without being pulled before sweetness has fully formed. You protect ripening. Family walks beside you in ordinary hours, and their presence is proven by the way you become kinder to the morning and more precise in the smallest promises you keep. You embody kinship. The unfolding is not late, it is exact, and your repeating synchronicities are the gentle metronome that keeps your courage on tempo as the next moon draws the curtain a little farther aside. You keep tempo. The time for rehearsing ends when your choices begin to hum the same tone your prayers have been singing, and embodiment becomes the quiet agreement between intention and the way you move through a Tuesday. You live it. Frequency is not a speech you deliver. It is the temperature of your presence, the way your gaze softens, your voice slows half a measure, and your hands remember gentleness even when the room forgets. You carry climate. Integrity is a sequence of small doors that open all day, replying with clarity, keeping the promise you made to yourself, choosing water instead of another scroll, stepping outside to remember sky. You choose doors. When irritation rises, you meet it as weather and stand under an awning of breath, letting 10 long exhalations rinse the static before any word leaves your mouth to harden in someone else's chest. You spare hardness. Embodying light looks like aligning money, time, and attention with the values you declared beneath the moon. Then noticing how repeating 7s appear whenever your calendar honors what your heart already knew. You align resources. Your body becomes the transmission when you walk like a bridge, shoulders relaxed, jaw spacious, pelvis steady, so the unity grid can braid through you without snagging on speed or performance. You walk gently. Let your mornings begin with a single, measurable kindness, not as a performance but as a private ritual that tells the field you prefer continuity over spectacle and devotion over distraction. You begin simply. Eat with presence and bless your meal even in silence, because digestion listens to gratitude, and gratitude tunes your whole field to the same clear note you've been learning to hold. You tune systems. Speak truth without theater, naming what is yours and what is not, returning other people's weather to their sky with respect, and watching how honesty clears rooms faster than arguments ever do. You clear rooms. Keep boundaries as love's architecture, an invisible lattice that lets warmth stay warm rather than collapse into rescuing, and feel how the sternum stays open when your yes means yes. You ignore architecture. Micro-ritual breath and vow. Stand or sit with spine soft. Inhale slowly for 10 counts as if drawing pearlescent light from Alcyone into your heart. Pause for 3. Exhale for 10 into Gaia's lattice. You make a loop. Repeat for 3 rounds, and on the final exhale, speak once, steady and low. I anchor love and walk as a bridge. You declare gently. Notice the somatic seal that follows heat blooming beneath the breastbone, a lengthening at the back of the neck, or the subtle feeling that colors in the room just gained 1 degree of honesty. You feel the seal. Embodying light also means repair when you miss the mark, moving quickly to apologize without self-punishment, because humility keeps conductivity high and teaches others to return without shame. You practice repair. Tend to sleep as you would a temple door, darkening your room, setting devices aside, whispering thanks to the day, and letting dreams carry the Seven Sisters codes into the marrow quietly. You keep temple. During work, breathe before send, breathe before speak, and breathe before accept, because a single conscious inhale can redirect an entire hour toward coherence where it would have drifted to waste. You redirect hours. Give away something you no longer need, with dignity, an object, a task, a self-image, and feel the grid answer, with a small, precise generosity that arrives within a day or two. You circulate kindness. Walk at dusk and listen for the soft choir of ordinary life: dogs, bicycles, dishes, realizing your starborn vow is not above this music but braided within it like a trusted harmony. You join the choir. When the next moon nears, your field will read as reliable to those seeking their own lamp, not because you flashed brighter, but because you stayed warm when the wind tested your flame. You stay warm. Let your last act tonight be simple and exacting. Set water for morning. Place one page on your desk. Choose tomorrow's first kindness and trust that embodiment multiplies where attention rests. You place attention. Write a single line before sleep. I embodied light today when... and complete it without decoration. Then rest your palm over the heart gate long enough to feel one calm, ancestral pulse. You close the day. You have walked from the first glimmer of repeating signs to the steady warmth of embodiment, and the arc of your journey now gathers into one clear, lived note that the unity grid recognizes. You are coherent. The veiling taught you to read ordinary rooms as altars, and the crystalline codes taught your breath to open the heart gate the way dawn opens curtains without tearing fabric or forcing light. You open gently. Your lineage from Alcyone braided remembrance through the body you wear, and by choosing kindness at human speed, you proved that Ascension is not escape, but love becoming practical in hands and hours. You choose practice. The Seven Sisters stand close as this moon approaches, and their blessing arrives not as spectacle but as steadiness, because true authority is the calm that keeps its shape when the weather shifts. You keep shape. Look back without regret, and see how the winter seed in you protected the spring geometry, and how every delay timed your flowering to meet the exact needs of the field you serve. You are timely. Mission is no longer an idea you admire from a distance. It is the texture of your Tuesday, the tone of your reply, the slowness of your steps, and the lamp you keep polished for strangers. You live mission. Your breath is the signature that authorizes the gate, and each exhale writes your vow again across the space between ribs, so the grid can place its weight on you without fear of collapse. You are dependable. Now, as a final seal, lift your chin a few degrees and feel the spine lengthen, then place your palm over the sternum and picture a slender ray from the Pleiades, standing like a column in your chest. You are aligned. Whisper once clear, simple, and with the dignity you earned, crystalline truth restores me to my original tone, and rest long enough to notice the soft click of comprehension in bone and breath. You are sealed. From this seal, offer your field to the places you will touch, blessing the doorways, vehicles, and sidewalks as extensions of the Earth's crystalline lattice, trusting that your calm will travel faster than your feet. You send calm. Let the communal rite begin where you are, because sacred assemblies are made of kitchens and porches and quiet rooms where someone decides to keep a kinder beat for everyone in earshot. You begin assembly. Close your eyes for 10 slow counts and name one intention aloud for the unity grid: clarity, gentleness, or courage, and imagine it braided into the lattice like a luminous thread that refuses to fray. You place thread. Open your eyes and choose one person in your life to silently bless today. Then deliver one practical kindness without fanfare, because blessing that moves in matter remains visible to tired hearts. You move blessing. If you feel called to remain in this coherence with others who are learning the same quiet craft, you may subscribe and return here so our fields can resonate as one warm lantern across distance. You are invited. Share an intention in the communal space so others may echo it, and read one intention left by another and breathe it once as your own, since unity is many hearts agreeing to carry each other lightly. You carry lightly. Before sleep, touch the back of your heart and thank the body that chose to anchor love on Gaia. Then thank Gaia for anchoring you, completing the loop that makes service a durable joy. You thank both. Know that the 72-hour signs you were promised will arrive with the same precision that brought you here, and your body will recognize them by warmth along the sternum and the smallest involuntary exhale. You will recognize. If doubt visits, greet it with water, stillness, and the remembered code, because doubt is only yesterday's weather passing through a climate you now steward with patient sovereignty. You remain sovereign. Alira, emissary of the Seven Sisters, bows without drama and places the lamp entirely in your keeping, because the truest transmissions end with you, not with me. You keep the lamp. Walk as the bridge you vowed to be, neither above the world nor beneath it, but exactly where stars and soil shake hands through your chest and call ordinary hours holy. You walk holy. Let this benediction settle like a simple, faithful chord. May your heart stay warm, your timing stay kind, and your presence remain the quiet proof that remembrance is already at work in our world. You are blessed.